Welcome back to Assembly Update. You can find me on Facebook or follow me on Twitter under ASM Santa Barbara or on Instagram under Assemblyman Santa Barbara. I have district offices in the City of Amsterdam and the City of Schenectady. In Amsterdam, 1170 Riverfront Center. Can be reached by phone there at 518-843-0227. In the City of Schenectady, 433 State Street. I can be reached by phone there at 518-382-2941 and by email at santabarbara@assembly.state.ny.us. Welcome back to the show. Our next guests are from Mohonasen High School. We're going to be talking about the Mohon bots, which is part of a Project Lead the Way curriculum and First Robotics program that's been going on in Mohonasen for the past 5 years. I have the team here that we're going to introduce in a little while, but joining us now is George Velusco, who has been running this program for the past 5 years, and you brought the Mohon robotics program. You started it actually, and we have our team captain, Kanika Chatal, who is a junior at Mohonasen High School. So welcome to the show.
Thank you.
So George, why don't you start off and tell us about what inspired you to bring this program here and how well it's been working over. And we had you here last year, but how well has it been working over the past 5 years?
Sure. So originally I learned about this program about 6 years ago. And the program that we're talking about is a robotics competition that's called the First Tech Challenge. And this is it's an international competition, and it's run by an organization called First. And I learned about it from other teachers, actually, in other parts of the United States. And when I learned about it, I realized that this program, it actually combines all the skills that we're trying to teach in our engineering classes. And my thought was that if we could combine the competition with a classroom, that would just kind of raise the bar and get students excited about their work. So it's a great way to motivate students, and it's a great way to get students ready for college and careers.
And the engineering field is something that I held close to my heart because I was in engineering, and I through the process in my professional career, you bring in so many different things, teamwork, presentation skills, and also the technical side of things. And Kanika, I'm going to ask you as the team captain, how did you see these different components all come together, and what were some of the things you experienced that you really didn't see in any other class?
Yeah, they were definitely there. There's a lot of hands-on activities that we don't really experience in class, and what's really special about the robotics class is that it's the real-life application. What you're doing is what you'd actually be doing out in the field. Like, we weren't just looking up pictures of robots and going, oh look, it's a robot. We were actually out there going through the engineering design process, building the robot. And
from remembering from the program last year, you kept a log book and you documented, and I also had a video log as well. Mm-hmm. And you documented successes, but also problems as well, things that you had to work through. What were some of the challenges you faced? Your teammates are here, and there's a lot of you, so you come up with ideas, and sometimes you don't agree or you have to work through. What was that like, getting through some of the challenges?
Well, it took a lot of patience from the team, and it really helped us grow as a team. Because when we first joined the class, we didn't all exactly know each other. Like, it's just a bunch of kids who are really interested in robotics. So then we all came together, and as the season progressed, we gradually got to know each other and became like a little family. So then we got through like the engineering design process, and what we did was, for the various, you said, like designs people had, we had a decision matrix. So then we'd all individually like rate everyone's designs, and then as a team we'd collaboratively come up with like what's the best design.
And George, coming back to you now, this is what you had in mind when you developed this program, to see these types of things go on, and it's learning is what it is, because you're looking at everybody's different ideas and kind of coming up with the best design.
Right, and it is expected that the students need to actually learn how to fail, because that's something that they typically don't get taught in school, right? Everybody, that's something that they try to avoid, but in engineering, if you want to make progress, you actually have to fail. And one of my favorite sayings is fail early and often, because it leads to success sooner. And that's something that they learn through practice. And it's not really a natural thing that we're accustomed to doing, but once you develop the skill, it's a very effective tool, and it's a good strategy for them to use in the future, just in problem solving in general.
And Kanika, this is your second year.
Correct.
So from last year to this year, differences, changes, better, worse? How do you feel? Do you feel the program's the same, or have some things been changed to make it better?
Well, I feel like I learned a lot both years. Last year I was an intern, so I was mainly doing like outreach, fundraising, and computer work. I wasn't really building the robot because I didn't have the skill set that the older kids had last year. And then this year I got to actually like get into it as team captain. I got to break everyone apart and have that leadership experience, and then also like be able to build, be able to start programming. I'm not the best programmer on the team, but I got to learn, and it was a really great learning experience both years.
And is it? I'm going to ask you now. You're a junior this year, so are you going to continue into next year? You're going to continue to do it?
Most definitely.
And has this really changed your technology? Is obviously, George, is an important part of learning now in high school. So has this really changed your way of thinking of, hey, you know what? This is something that's opened my eyes to the field of engineering or technology?
Definitely. It actually changed my major in college, because when I was a freshman, I was like, what's engineering? Like, I don't want to do engineering. I really just wanted to be a doctor. And now that I'm starting to learn about engineering and all of its applications, now I want to go major in biomedical engineering, which is a completely different path, but gets to integrate the both of them.
And George, I talked to you off camera earlier. Project Lead the Way, this is sort of part of a curriculum that is sort of developed under that umbrella. And obviously this is your intent to expose the students to the field of technology and engineering.
Absolutely. So, one of the most important things that students can do, I think, when they're in high school is explore, right? And try to figure out, is there something out there that I love to do that somebody is willing to pay me for? And we think we have a lot of those opportunities in our classes. So we try to get students excited about pursuing this as a career, because there's definitely a demand. There's a demand locally, there's a demand throughout the country for people, students who have skills in the STEM area. So it's a good career path if it's something that you enjoy. So we try to expose the kids to that and get them excited about it.
And the tournament this year, I stopped in to visit the team, and there's so much prep work that goes into getting to the competition, to the day of. So what did it feel like when you had everything together and you finally got there? How was the team? I guess how was the team feeling at that day, at that moment, to see all their work come into this one competition?
Really excited. I bet a lot of pride, because we put so much into this robot to showcase it off, and then we did really well in all of our competitions. So there's the sense of pride and accomplishment that we felt that we can't really feel in normal classes, non-hands-on classes, because you don't really build something and compete with it.
And I know you did very well in the tournament. You've brought home some awards, and congratulations on that. And George, after the competition was over, you guys kept records, you kept logbooks. Did you go back and do some lessons learned?
Oh yeah, absolutely. So Kanika is probably smiling there, because that's actually part of our process. Every time we go to a tournament, as a matter of fact, after every scrimmage, any event connected to competing, the very next day we would come back and we would look at the videotapes, right? We would go through each match, and everybody would basically make comments about what went well, what didn't go well, what would we do differently next time. And we would go directly from that list to our to-do list. And so every lessons learned session that we had would basically define the tasks that we would be working on immediately after that.
And this information, obviously, when the next class comes in, new students come, you have somewhat of a similar team, but you have some new people as well. students that maybe want to be part of this program. Do you change the program year after year? Do you say, all right, I want to change this, I want to make this a little different, this worked well, but I think this will work a little better?
As a matter of fact, every year. And it comes about by watching other teams and by seeing what works on our team and what didn't work well. So I like to think that every year we make it better. You know, so we're constantly trying to improve the program.
That's great. And First Tech Challenge, I think, is a great program. I think building the actual and now what was the name of your robot again?
Lamingus.
Lamingus. Okay. Actually getting that the pieces and the programming and putting it all together and coming up with this fantastic product, and to see students actually adapt and learn and be able to create this technology is just fantastic. And I love this program, and I come year after year to watch you guys compete, because it's something I think is fantastic. I'm going to give you a chance. I know the team is here, so we're going to have you introduce the team members as they come up, and if they come up and stand behind us, we just want to bring them on camera.
Sure.
So if you'll call out
okay.
their.
So Anthony Padula, and Austin Blanchard, and Timmy Wang, and Guy Garmer, and Nathan Hunt, and Paul Oddie.
Great, welcome to the show, Mohon Bots. We're happy to have you here, and hopefully this program will continue and you'll come back. And these are all juniors and seniors, or so most of you will be back next year. So we'll see you on the show next year when you compete again. And I want to thank you for being the team captain this year, and look forward to work with you again next year. And George, I want to thank you for everything you're doing to advance the field of technology amongst students. So the cheer, the rally cry is Go Mohon Bots. So on 3, we're all going to do that to end the show. Join us again here on Assembly Update, where we talk more about great programs like this. And we're going to end the show on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Go Mohon Bots!